If you own a 2017 to 2024 Silverado, Sierra, F-150, or Ram 1500, a half-ton truck you plan to keep past 100,000 miles, there's a ticking time bomb inside your engine. It's not the block or the heads, but instead a $200 part called a lifter, and when it fails, it sends metal shavings through your entire engine. The repair bill is $10,000 to $14,000, and the part that failed would have cost the manufacturer mere pennies to upgrade, but instead, they chose not to. You probably remember your grandfather's or father's truck ran 300,000 miles on oil changes and simple maintenance. Your modern truck has a 3.5 to 5.9% chance of making it to 250,000, and let me tell you, friends, that is not a guess. That is data I've compiled from iSeeCars, analyzing over 400 million vehicles on American roads. The NHTSA has logged thousands of complaints, and the pattern is clear. Something changed, and today we are opening up the engineering to show you what fails, why it fails, and the 5 things you can do before your warranty expires that costs far less than a single tow bill. For decades, truck engines were simple. A big V8, fixed displacement, and every cylinder firing every time. Those engines weren't exciting, nor were they particularly efficient, but they lasted. Starting around 2014, GM began using their system called Active Fuel Management in their 5.3-liter V8 and 6.2-liter V8 engines. Later versions used Dynamic Fuel Management, the broader term being called cylinder deactivation. The idea sounds simple on paper. Shut down cylinders at highway speeds to save fuel. The execution is the problem. The system uses oil-driven lifters that collapse and re-engage constantly, sometimes dozens of times per minute, and these lifters rely on tiny locking pins. The pins wear, the lifters fail, and when a lifter fails inside a running engine, you do not hear a gentle tick. You hear the sound of your bank account emptying. Ask me how I know. The same thing happened to me, and I pray this video will stop it from happening to you. A collapsed lifter can destroy the camshaft as metal shavings circulate through the oil system. By the time the check engine light comes on, the damage is catastrophic. One owner's 2021 Sierra shut down at 70 miles per hour on the interstate. The odometer only read 32,000 miles. Another owner's engine failed at roughly 8,250 miles on a 20-mile long bridge, 250 miles from home. A woman with a 2019 Silverado watched her engine blow at 80,000 miles and waited 3 months for parts, stranded 500 miles from her driveway. The repair, if you are outside warranty, $3,500 to $8,100 for lifter replacement, and $10,000 to $14,000 if the camshaft or engine is destroyed. The factory side improvement would have cost a fraction of that. GM chose the cheaper path, and owners got the bigger bill. A class action lawsuit, Harrison versus General Motors LLC, filed in December 2021 is still ongoing. It covers 2014 to present Silverado 1500, Sierra 1500, Tahoe, Suburban, Escalade, and Yukon. The allegation, GM knew about this failure mode for over a decade and kept building the engines anyway. GM's incentive was to pass emissions testing and hit fuel economy targets. Your incentive is to drive the truck for 15 years. Those incentives do not align. If this is helping you, please like my video and subscribe. I'm a brand new channel and would appreciate any help you can give a guy like me. Thanks a ton. If you own a 2017 or newer F-150 with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost, your transmission has 10 speeds. On paper, that sounds like an upgrade. More gears, smoother acceleration, and much better fuel economy. In practice, it means more complexity, more shift events, and more opportunities for something to go wrong. And when it does, you do not get a warning. You get a lurch. Ford's 10R80 transmission, introduced in the 2017 F-150, shifts harshly. It clunks between gears, hesitates when you need power, with some owners reporting a complete loss of power at highway speed. One moment you are merging, and the next you're coasting with a truck full of panic and no acceleration. Ford knew about the problem by early 2018. Technical Service Bulletin TSB 18-2441 acknowledged harsh shifting, but they told owners it was normal. No recall, no fix, just a dealer shrug and a "they all do that." In June 2024, Ford finally recalled over 550,000 F-150s, but only for unexpected downshifts into first gear at highway speed, a crash risk they had denied for 6 years. The replacement cost if your 10R80 transmission fails outside warranty is an eye-watering $9,000 to $10,000. One owner paid $9,000 after a dealer performed a $500 service that made the problem worse. Another had the transmission replaced twice and rebuilt 3 times before 100,000 miles. A 10-speed transmission makes the spec sheet look impressive, but you are the one paying $10,000 when the spec sheet fails. If you bought a Ram 1500 with air suspension, you paid extra for a smoother ride. What you actually bought was a system that fails in cold weather. Ram's optional air suspension, manufactured by Continental, uses a compressor, airlines, and an electronic control unit to adjust ride height. In warm weather, it works. In the cold, problems start. Airlines leak, causing the compressor to run constantly in an attempt to compensate. Then it burns out. One broken system cascades into another. Owners report their trucks dropping to the bump stops while driving. One moment the ride is smooth, the next moment you are scraping frame on asphalt at highway speed. The repair bill, $1,500 to $2,500 per visit, and many owners need multiple visits. The real fix, converting back to conventional coil springs, costs $1,500 to $2,000 in parts and labor. You pay to remove the system you paid extra to install. A class action, Christopher Hurd versus Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, filed in Alberta covers 2013 to 2018 models. Ram largely denied liability. The suspension is still offered on 2026 trucks. The pattern across all 3 brands is the same. Complexity added to meet federal fuel economy targets, cheap components were chosen to protect factory margins, failures engineered to appear just after the warranty window closes. Standard powertrain warranty, 5 years or 60,000 miles. That is your deadline. Here is the protocol before that window closes. 1. Document everything. Every hesitation, every clunk, every warning light. Get it on a dealer service record before 60,000 miles. If the problem is documented under warranty, you have leverage later. If it is not documented, you have nothing. 2. Request a transmission fluid inspection. Ask for a transmission fluid inspection. Burnt fluid or metal shavings are early warning signs. If the dealer finds either one, make sure it goes on the record. 3. Listen for lifter tick on cold start. GM lifters often warn you before they fail. A ticking or tapping noise on cold start that fades after 30 seconds is the red flag. If you hear it, film it. Show the dealer. Get it documented. 4. Consider an AFM/DFM delete kit. Some owners go further and install an AFM or DFM delete kit, replacing the failure-prone lifters with solid units. That usually runs $1,300 to $2,500 installed. Expensive, yes, but still far cheaper than a $10,000 engine replacement. 5. Budget for the cliff. If you plan to keep the truck past 100,000 miles, build a dedicated repair fund now, because a $10,000 failure is bad enough. Financing it at double-digit interest is worse. Total cost of this protocol, $0 to $2,500, depending on how aggressive you want to be. One transmission failure, $9,000 to $10,000. One engine failure, $10,000 to $14,000. The math is not complicated. Here is what the dealer will never tell you. Modern full-size pickup trucks are engineered for the warranty window, not the ownership window. Every lifter, every transmission valve body, every air suspension compressor was spec'd by someone who will never drive the truck past 60,000 miles. The manufacturer's incentive is to hit fuel economy targets, pass the warranty period, and close the sale. Your incentive is to drive the truck for 200,000 miles. Those incentives have never aligned, and they never will. The trucks that still last are usually the ones that escape the worst of the complexity race. The old naturally aspirated Tundra, V8, heavy-duty diesels, and much simpler drivetrains. Fewer failure points that are built for work, not for spec sheets. According to S&P Global Mobility, the average age of vehicles on American roads just hit a record 12.8 years. People are keeping their old trucks because they cannot afford new ones, and quite frankly, they don't trust them. $2,500 in prevention, or $10,000 in repair. The choice is yours, but the clock is already running. Modern trucks are built to survive the warranty. Your job is to survive the truck. Please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your comments and look forward to reading them. Thanks a ton, and I'll see you next time.